Thomas Tuchel includes 8 Chelsea academy players in first-team training ahead of Carabao Cup tie. Thomas Tuchel has included at least 8 Chelsea academy players in first-team training before his side's Carabao Cup tie with Brentford on Wednesday. Chelsea's first-team squad has been hit by a COVID outbreak, and the Champions League holders were unsuccessful in their attempt to postpone their Premier League fixture against Wolves at the weekend. Tuchel revealed that 7 players in his squad were unavailable due to COVID, but the Premier League rejected Chelsea's request to postpone their match on Sunday. Chelsea were held to a goalless draw by Wolves and are now set to play Brentford in the Carabao Cup this week after the EFL confirmed on Monday that the competition would still go ahead. A statement from the EFL said that Carabao Cup games will be played where it is safe to do so, and the set squad criteria can be fulfilled by clubs. Chelsea's players who did not feature against Wolves trained on Monday, and they were joined by several academy stars including Harvey Vale, Josh Brooking, Alfie Gilchrist, Dion Rankin, Xavier Simons, Joe Haig, Jay Wareham and Lewis Hall. Jorginho, who missed the trip to Wolves because of a precaution, was able to return to training on Monday. Ross Barkley, Malang Sarr and Kepa Arrizabalaga were also involved. Extent of Chelsea's injury and COVID-19 problems ahead of Brentford tie revealed. Thomas Tuchel has plenty of team selection decisions to make for Chelsea's Carabao Cup quarter-final clash against Brentford on Wednesday night. They make the trip across West London with a depleted squad following an increase in injuries and COVID-19 cases in recent weeks and days. Chelsea had to play against Wolves on Sunday, which ended in a 0-0 draw, after the Premier League rejected their postponement request. It's been a frustrating week for Tuchel as he's seen the level of availability plummet, leaving him to rush players back from injury as well as putting players in secondary positions. Reece James has played in central midfield, while Trevoh Chalobah was put into central midfielder on Sunday as N'Golo Kante was put into the starting 11 despite not being fully fit. Chelsea displayed a tweet of Chelsea's absentees which highlights the alarming amount of players who are currently sidelined. Ben Chilwell ACL as well, Timo Werner, Romelu Lukaku and Callum Hudson-Odoi are all confirmed to have COVID-19 and won't be available until after Christmas. Chalobah picked up a problem and is being assessed by Tuchel and the medical team. Likewise with Ziyech, which Chelsea are confident his issue isn't concerning. Jorginho missed the game as a precaution due to positive and negative tests. He handed the Blues a boost after returning to training on Monday. Andreas Christensen currently has a back problem. Kai Havertz is out with COVID-19. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is also unavailable for selection after Tuchel confirmed Chelsea had 7 positive cases in the squad, but it's likely now to be 6 after Jorginho's return. Antonio Rudiger names the 2 Chelsea stars who are key to title challenge. Antonio Rudiger has singled out 2 Chelsea stars who are key if the West London club want to be successful this season. Chelsea began the season in fine form and found themselves top of the Premier League table after 14 matches, having lost just once during that run. However, the Blues have since dropped to third after picking up just 5 points from their last 4 games to leave them 6 points behind leaders Manchester City and 3 behind Liverpool in second. Thomas Tuchel's side have been without several key players during that poor run of form, with injuries and COVID-19 wreaking havoc throughout their squad. But they were able to welcome back central midfielders Mateo Kovacic and N'Golo Kante during their 0-0 Premier League draw with Wolves on Sunday after the pair both spent time on the sidelines through COVID-19 and a knee injury respectively. Both players were rushed back into action amid the lack of players available to Tuchel, with the Blues only able to name 6 substitutes at Molineux, with 2 of those goalkeepers. Speaking after the draw, Rudiger admitted that it wasn't an ideal situation for them both to make their returns, before explaining just how important they are to the team. It is not easy for Kante, he has been out for a number of time, Rudiger said. The same for Kova, they came in and were lively. That is very important for us because it is clear that we need them. Thomas Tuchel praises Saul Niguez display after Chelsea's draw with Wolves. Thomas Tuchel has praised Saul Niguez for playing an important role in Chelsea's 0-0 draw with Wolves on Sunday. The Spanish midfielder has struggled to make an impact since joining Chelsea on loan from Atletico Madrid in the summer. But the 27-year-old delivered an positive display after he was brought on as a half-time substitute against Wolves following an injury to Trevoh Chalobah. "Yes, he played well today," Tuchel told Chelsea TV after the match. "In general we played better because the structure was better, the discipline was better in the structure. That helped us to be better, to be high up the pitch, to impose our style of play, to increase intensity. We were in general better as a team and Saul was an important part of it." Tuchel is also unsure whether Chelsea's Carabao Cup clash with Brentford next Wednesday will go ahead. "My opinion is not important, we need to wait and see. I guess we will be tested and tested and tested," said Tuchel. "Hopefully it stops to have positive results because it's what we all want, no matter if we play football or not. I hope it does because we're still together in the dressing room and on the bus now on the way back." Thomas Tuchel ignored N'Golo Kante medical recommendation in Chelsea clash with Wolves. Chelsea manager Thomas Tuchel ignored a medical recommendation over midfielder N'Golo Kante in his side's 0-0 draw with Wolves on Sunday afternoon. The midfielder had been out of action for around a month following an injury he sustained in his side's 4-0 win over Juventus in November. In Sunday's clash, however, the Blues were without 7 squad members due to a small COVID-19 outbreak at the club, leaving Tuchel with no choice but to adapt. Speaking to Chelsea's Fifth Stand app, Thomas Tuchel revealed he had been advised to only give N'Golo Kante a limited number of minutes on the pitch against Wolves. "We had a strong recommendation to play 45 minutes, which we simply ignored and let him on the pitch because, come on, we have 7 players out with COVID, injured players out," said Tuchel. "It was not the moment to take one of the world's best midfielders out of the game because he's tired. We left him, he makes a difference all the time." Tuchel was left with some tough decisions to make on the weekend given that Jorginho had been left at home as a precaution following a positive and negative COVID-19 test, and Mateo Kovacic had only just returned to the squad. It has since been reported by Tariq Panya, however, that Kante may have done himself some harm in the game, given that he too had only just returned from injury. Lucas Digne set to leave Everton in January amid Chelsea transfer interest. Everton left-back Lucas Digne is headed for an exit from his Merseyside club, with Chelsea interested in the defender, according to reports. The Frenchman has been left out of the Toffees squad a few times in recent weeks, which has reportedly come due to a disagreement with manager Rafa Benitez. Chelsea could do with reinforcements in that position with the likes of Ben Chilwell out of action due to an ACL injury. In his absence, the Blues' only backup option has been Marcos Alonso. As reported by Sunday People, Digne is headed for Everton's exit door in January, with Chelsea, Leicester and Newcastle the 3 clubs interested in his signature. Everton have since settled on an £18 million agreement for Ukraine left-back Vitaly Mykolenko to join the Merseyside club on January 1, increasing rumours for the Frenchman to leave. The 28-year-old's exit has come following speculation that he has fallen out with manager Rafa Benitez. Despite Chelsea's Ben Chilwell likely to return to the action in January, he may struggle with a return to form given that he is currently among 7 Blues players forced to self-isolate due to testing positive for COVID-19. Digne would still be a suitable reinforcement option for the Blues, given the loan departure of Emerson Palmieri to Lyon earlier this year. The club's only current left-back option, Marcos Alonso, has also suffered from injury worries in recent weeks, meaning that midfielder Saul Niguez has, on occasion, been forced to step in.
That is all Chelsea News today. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye and see you by tomorrow news.